peace, 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 and divine blessings. It is with much gratitude and great joy that um, I am present here with you all today. I pray that you are receptive, that you are open. I pray for love, for light, for life, for peace, balance, blessings, truth, justice, order, equality, reciprocity. I pray that in this moment, while we are one with one another, that you receive something, that you receive joy, that you receive healing, that you receive a word, that you receive a blessing, that you receive what you came here for. We've been visiting each other every Sunday for a while now. Some Sundays I'm unavailable to make this recording, but I try to be as consistent as possible, and I'm going to keep doing my best to show up because we need one another. We need a moment to gather and a moment to know and to experience each other's reality. It's a moment to recognize that we are in this together. The world feels real crazy right now, and we've been living real crazy for a long time. We've been eating foods that aren't good for us, breathing air that's polluted, the toxins in the pesticides that are used on the farms, and the rat race that runs our minds and our bodies on a daily basis are causing so much stress and so much pain in our personal lives. The things that were normal for so many years are now no longer normal. And while they may have been a survival tactic in the past, it is time to shed certain behaviors, to let them go. And we need a place to come together to come to that understanding. If you've watched my videos in the past, then you know that we've been talking a lot about getting off the hamster wheel, about reorganizing our focus, about finding peace and balance and relieving stress from the daily life so we can work on ourselves, so that we can become better selves, so that we can become the best version of ourselves that we can offer to ourselves, to our families, to our communities, to the world. And as we each work on that, we are each becoming the best version of ourselves and making the world itself a better place, because the world is a reflection of us. With all the turmoil in the world, you may not be the tumultuous one. You may have shed a lot of your trauma. You may have dealt with it. You may have learned from it. You may have applied the knowledge and the science that you've come across in the past to yourself. But when we are doing the work, we're doing the work for ourselves and everybody else. We're doing the work so that we can help to restore balance to the universe. So although you may feel like you've reached a place of, a plateau, or maybe you've reached the goal, just know that when you do the work, you are sending the energy into the world so others can come. It's all a balancing effect. There's a lot of pain happening in the world. There's a lot of suffering happening in the world. Our suffering can be useful if we're conscious enough to use it. Our suffering can be useful if there's relief, if there's ebbs and flows, if there's moments in time where we can find respite and we can contextualize and we can apply knowledge and we can flow, go into a flow state. And then when we get to that ebb, we understand what it is. But if there's constant suffering, which there is in certain parts of the world, if there's constant suffering, there's no time to analyze, to understand, and to apply, or to figure out why, or figure out how, or figure out which way to go next. And for those folk out there who are in a state of constant struggle, constant suffering, it is up to us to make the world around them better. We know what's happening in the world. We don't have to mention it in order to focus our energy and understand what's happening. And it's for that reason. I don't even want to mention it right now, actually. I want us to keep this a sacred space so that we understand that suffering is temporary, so that we do not allow ourselves to become overwhelmed with the suffering of the world, but instead remember to remain grounded and centered, and remember to breathe. Our breath is healing. We've taken a breath together in the past, and we're going to do that again today. But today, we also want to focus on the overwhelm. We started a conversation about the overwhelm last week, but I want to continue that conversation because the overwhelm can make us stuck. The overwhelm can redirect us down paths that we shouldn't be going, or maybe that will make the journey to where we need to go longer. The overwhelm can stifle us. The overwhelm can regress us. And right now is a time where there is great overwhelm in the world. There's great overwhelm outside of us, and it can seep in, and we need to purge it. We need to let it go. We do not need to focus on it. We need to accept that there are things that we cannot change physically in the world. We cannot go to a place. We cannot relieve hunger in certain places. We can do our part. We can do our part to fight against the powers in the world that are causing these things. But we might not be able to pick up and go help fight hunger in Sudan. We might not be able to go just pick up, and we might not have the money or the resources to just go feed homeless. Some of us may have the resources to do that, and it's commendable for us to do. But there are also many ways, I don't like that term, many ways to skin a cat. I was going to say that, but I don't really like that term. But there are many ways to approach a solution. There are many ways to address a situation. I also don't like to use the word problem, because problems aren't always problems. And sometimes they are just situations that need to find some sort of balance or resolve. So the world is full of overwhelm, purposefully so. It's to keep us distracted. It's to keep us under stress. It's to keep us unable to address, unable to focus. So we want to take some time to focus today. We want to take some time away from the overwhelm to breathe. We want to take some time to reacclimate to our bodies, reacclimate to our hearts, reacclimate to our mind, because a lot of the time throughout the week, we are sending energy out. We're going to work, we're taking care of kids, we're going to handle some situation that we have to face, and it's an outward motion. But today and on Sundays when you join me, the goal is to refocus our energy inward so that we can settle our hearts, settle our minds, settle our spirits, Surrender any and all obstacles, pain, suffering that we may personally be feeling. Surrender all mental blockages. Surrender all past traumas that we tend to allow our mind to bring back into our current consciousness. We allow our thoughts to rule us. We allow our tongues to rule us. We allow our desires to rule us. But this and every Sunday, I hope that you find respite. I hope that you find a redirection. I hope that you find a refocus. I hope that you find peace when you join me here. And I'm going to ask you to breathe with me today. I want you to know that when we breathe together, we practice deep belly breaths. We breathe deep into the diaphragm. We fill our entire body with air, and then we let it go slowly. I'm going to give you an example of this in 3, 2, A deep belly breath sends air not only to the lungs and not only into the diaphragm, but also through the back and as far reaching as you can. You keep filling up with as much air as you can. And once you feel your fullest, once you can feel the air in your back, in your lungs, in your diaphragm, in your belly, and you can direct that air throughout your body. Then once you feel that you are completely full, you slowly and softly let the air out. This is a stress relief technique that I've learned over my many years of just, studying wellness. And we're going to do it again in 3. Empty your belly, your lungs, your diaphragm completely before you breathe in. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Remember that the goal is to relieve stress, not cause it. So when you're breathing in, you're not reaching your shoulders up to your ears. You're not stressing yourself by squeezing a ball or squeezing your hands together. You're not tensing up the body. Instead, you're allowing the air to fill the body. And yes, you start to feel some tension as the air pushes your diaphragm, pushes your belly, pushes your back, pushes your limbs outward. But you're filling yourself with air. And this time when we do it, we're going to hold for 3 seconds at the top of the breath when you are completely full, and then we're going to let it out. As you see, I am breathing in and out through my nose. Breathing in and 3, release all the air. 2, make sure your belly's completely empty. 1. This should be a stress reliever for many of us, because what we're doing is not only are we completely filling the belly, filling our bodies with air, bringing oxygen to places that it does not usually get, but we are also massaging our lymphatic system, which is located in our abdomen. We're massaging our intestines, we're massaging our deep midsection organs. The breath coming in and just pushing the belly out is giving your organs some air, your lymphatic system some air, your intestines some air. Not only that, but it's pushing out of its normal comfort zone. So it's stretching that area. And if you didn't know, most of your lymphatic system is in your abdomen, and lymph flows and helps your immune system. It's basically the major part of your immune system that helps you to rid yourself of toxins. So when you're massaging that and you're lifting that area, you're breathing air into that area, you're doing a great service to your health as well. It's not just about the breath, the spiritual breath of releasing stress. It's also about the physical breath of reaching deep into yourself and pushing as much air into those spaces as possible, because it gives it a little bit of a massage. We'll learn another breath that can stimulate that area as well, but today we're going to focus on this deep belly breathing, but we're going to change it slightly so that you can do it all the time. So now I just want you to breathe as deeply as you can, but at a normal pace, meaning most of the time we breathe very shallow. Breathe deeper. Breathe even deeper. This should be your normal breath. Breathe even deeper. Right now, you're not trying to fill every single space with air. You're just trying to get your breath as far into your abdomen and as far into your diaphragm as you possibly can, so that you can just live your day, your everyday, with a deep belly breath. This slows you down. Breathing releases tension. Deep breathing releases tension. It slows the mind down so you can think clearer, so you don't react as quickly, so you don't deal with some of the consequences that come with the quick, fast actions that we take when we're under pressure. The best thing to do when you feel stress or overwhelm is to breathe. The first thing you should do when you feel stress or overwhelm is breathe deeply. Take a deep breath in. Yes, I breathed out my mouth that time because I felt a yawn coming on, and yawning is actually a release of toxins. So feel free, if you feel a yawn come on, let it go. Continue breathing. Take a deep breath in. Now, we spoke before, if you listen to my other videos, we spoke before about the importance of releasing more air than we take in. It's a mental practice to know that you are giving more than you are receiving, even with the breath. Sometimes you might be under stress. You may need to take in more air than you can give. There's always time for that. You might be in a situation where that is necessary. But for your regular, everyday breath, let's try to breathe in breathe in and then release more than we took in. And to do that, I like to do the 4-7-8, where you breathe in for 4 seconds. You breathe as deeply as you can, 4 seconds. You hold for 7 seconds, and then you release for 8 seconds. We can do that together right now at 3, 2, release all your air, 1. I don't know if you felt it, but I felt it. I felt my own stress begin to melt away. I felt my own body begin to release. I felt muscles and tension begin to go away. I'm going to leave you with that breath to go practice on your own. The overwhelm can be just that, overwhelming, but we are here to release the stress and to let it go and to surrender those feelings and those tensions and that stress to the universe, while also maintaining the goal of becoming our most precious, our most peaceful, our most humble, and our most divine self. Peace, 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 and blessings. Until next time, like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Peace.